Bonjour, nakaribining sa nakas magazidodem. Hey, Jamie here, and today I'm going to talk to you about making a clay smudge bowl. Before we get started, I'm going to do a quick smudge. I've got some cedar placed in my little bowl here. It's always good, I say, to be in a good place and a good space to do this kind of work. Oh, beautiful. And then some for you. Just a little bit of smudge. All right. So, if you happen to have gotten a kit from me, the brown paper bag, you would have gotten a package of clay just from Dollarama. I included a plastic gem, a glass marble, some bamboo skewers, and a plastic bag. The other things that you may need is a cup with some water and possibly a cloth to dry your hands. One other thing is a good idea is to protect your workspace. So I just actually put down a garbage bag. You could use the plastic bag if you have one. That works fine too. All right, so I opened up the package and it's a fair good sized chunk of clay and it's pretty firm. So if you have any dexterity issues, when I was helping my kid learn how to write, this is something we would do. It actually give him, because a lot of people are used to just texting for writing now instead of actually picking up a pen and paper. This was an activity we used to do to get his hand muscles warmed up to get ready to write. So I thought that was interesting to be able to know and share that. But I highly suggest you leave yourself a good amount of time, because this clay is great to work with. It's great to just squish really hard. If you've been feeling any sort of frustration, go ahead and just squish hard. So I thought that one package actually is a good chunk, and I think it's quite a bit, so I'm going to actually put this in half, kind of roughly. Maybe you might make 2 smudge bowls. Maybe you might make a smudge bowl and a figurine. Sorry for the sound. Just going to wrap it up. So I put it in there and then I kind of twisted it off, because we don't want it to get air dried out yet. So you just make whatever shape you like for a bowl. You might even, there's different kinds of pottery that we found from different indigenous groups over the years. I've even seen someone do, it's called a rope, or a rope basket, I guess. Basically make a long piece of clay and roll it in a spiral, pressing enough to make contact all the way through. That way it is watertight when it dries. If you're going to use this for liquids, you're going to need to seal it with something, some kind of paint that will be waterproof. We're just thinking of a smudge bowl, so we're not going to paint this at all once it's done. We're just going to let it air dry, and that's it. See, as it comes up to make the lip of the bowl, it just goes on top of the next coil. There's one option. Another is to just use your hands. One thing that would be important to know is to make sure that you make it a reasonably same thickness all the way around. So the bottom should be about the same thickness, the sides coming up should be about the same. It's hard to do when you don't have, super fancy tools, but this is part of the nice thing about it, is to just use your hands. You can use natural materials, maybe a stone you have, to help you press it out, as an example. Maybe you have the kit and you want to use the gem to add some detail to the top of your bowl, for example. I'm just going to try and press it in there. Now this one I found was a little bit harder to see on camera unless I got the light to shine on it right. So you can kind of see there's the indentations. You might use the marble. I'm just going to roll it around in a circle. I'm trying to get some light on there so you can see it. And that leaves a neat pattern. Helps you smooth out some of the ridges on the inside if you want. As an option, maybe you might use cutlery, whatever is good. So I included this because I thought it might be nice to be able to draw on the outside of your bowl. Make whatever designs you think you might like. So these triangles together might be called a chevron pattern. You could go all the way along, or you could do some wavy lines. Wavy lines might have been used to indicate water. Really bumpy wavy lines may have been used to indicate fast moving water. So as an example, a very nice medium to use. If you're not quite happy with it, and all I did is I dipped my fingers into the water up to the first knuckle, and then I added it. If you add too much water at one time, it'll just become kind of slimy. You want to add just a little bit at a time, and then really work it into the clay. When you're done shaping your bowl and you're happy with how it looks, you're going to put it in the rest of the plastic bag that's open, and you're just going to loosely wrap it. We don't want to close it right up. We want to dry it nice and slow. So you just put it in and kind of fold it over a little bit, and that's it. You let it sit like that for 24 hours. You come in the next day. You can open it a little bit. If you need to, you churn it over and then let it sit like that for another day. By the third day, you should be able to take it out of the bag and just leave it on the counter and let it finish drying completely. And then you can have your finished smudge bowl to start using. All right, there you have it. I'm still playing with the clay, just going with it. If you have any questions or any comments or anything you'd like to share, please go ahead and send those to me or share in the comment section. And that's it. Have a great day. See you again.